Halo Infinite's campaign is good.
Yeah. Go fuck yourselves, alien bat. So Halo was fully released, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun. So just like the last one, I'm going to list all the positives that I can think of at the moment, and then all the negatives at the end, so you keep them in the back of your head. Keep in mind, I have not beat the game yet.
Actually, I kinda beat the game while making this video, so yeah.
So take this as more of a first impression than a full-blown review. I have sunk 20 plus hours into the campaign, so I guess take with that what you will. I haven't completed it yet, so, you know. Start off with, just if you just want my full opinion right now, I recommend it. If you want to learn and experience it without being spoiled, gameplay-wise, go ahead. In my opinion, it's a little overpriced. So take that what you will, but I fully do recommend it. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Go now. Go. You good? Okay. This game is a fucking blast. Fuck! You are the master chef.
How can you tell me that you care? You do not care!
And you are on a mission to save humanity again. But this time, instead of the Covenant or the Flood getting in your way, the faction that has chosen genocide will be... spin that. And the Banished! Fuck it, why not? You are joined with your trusty companion, not Cortana.
Cortana here.
No,
You
no.
can also
fuck it.
find me on Outlook.
Shut
Mobile.
up!
And this guy.
Kidding me? Why would we go down there? The Banished plan to wipe us out. All of us. And what? You think we can stop them on our own?
I just kind of like, I really like Chief's character. And he doesn't feel like he was in Halo 4 or 5. He feels more like the original Master Chief, being that he is like a man of few words and like everything he says is important. And I think he works best when he's like that. But I love it. I love the way he acts. He's just fucking gets straight to the point. What are we doing? What's the mission? All right, see ya. I'm gone.
It's locked down. Requires a hack.
Okay. And you can do that?
No.
And then there's this other guy that just fucking wants to go home.
Still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the Banished.
No. No. You. I can't stand this. Who you are.
Breathe.
No. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. We're... Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh.
As I've said in the last Halo video, the sound is great, from the satisfying clicks of your guns to the dialogue, which, by the way, is mostly carried by the grunts. What? Meeting of cowards? What was that, buddy? You ran towards me, man. They are just so great. The dialogue in firefights with enemies is pretty nice. It reminds me of the old Halo games, you know, where you have your own soldiers like in there fucking bickering with you and talking shit against the aliens and stuff. And then you have the other side, which is also talking shit to you, but you know, you get to punch them in the face for unfortunately not being human. The music in this is also really fucking good. It's just really reminiscent of like the first three, and that's fucking great. From what I remember, people weren't exactly happy with the E3 footage of Halo Infinite when it first was shown, and I can see why. Not only being the first look we got at a new Halo game for like 5-6 years, it also was meant to show the power of the new Xbox's hardware, which, as you can see, stuff's clipping in, it's like slowly rendering in the grass. The lighting was weird. You had fucking clouds rendering in the distance that you could see. It was bad, but I can say it's fine now. Look, I'm new to this whole thing, okay? So I'm new to the reviewing shit. So maybe I just wasn't looking close enough to see any flaws, but to my knowledge, nothing really stood out as a problem to me. One of the things that I do think is that is a little weird is that in the first 3 Halo games, there were all sorts of different, I don't know what else to call them, but like biomes, you know? Like there were all sorts of different like locations. You had deserts, you had swamps, you had jungles, and all that stuff. And in this one, it's basically just like forest. And, like, it looks nice. It really does. It looks nice, especially with all, like, the crash shit around. And it looks nice. I just, you know, I really like some change of scenery here, you know. Halo goes back to its roots by removing abilities and replacing them with gadgets. And while these gadgets have to be obtained by finding them on the map in the multiplayer, the campaign does things a bit differently by having you collect the gadgets off of your friends' corpses. Yeah, they won't be needing that. These gadgets are the drop wall that can be used to protect yourself from oncoming enemy fire while allowing you to shoot back out. The thruster is... Why? The threat sensor that gives you wall hacks. I didn't switch to my grappling hook. And the best thing ever, the grappling hook. I meant it when I said grappling hooks make everything better, alright? It makes me cum in my pants. My only complaint is that they didn't include the repulsor, which saddens me, you know, just a bit. You know, you could have replaced the thruster. I never used the thruster. Just fucking whatever. The thruster's stupid. Give me the repulsor. The thruster was great. The thruster is the only gadget I didn't use. Mostly, I just stuck with the grappling hook. The threat sensor was kind of like a mid-range. Like, I tossed it out and then kind of forgot about it until it, until it re-upped itself. There were several times where I would shoot it at like big beefy guys, just so I could constantly track them.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, Master Chief has another ability. It's called throwing shit.
I'm picking up re.
The game does have issues, and I will probably have to look through the footage to find all of this, but there were some bugs. All of them were harmless to me. Some of them broke the grappling hook, but they kind of fixed themselves in the end, and some were just fucking really funny.
Oh! 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 Oh my god! I'm not stopping! I'm not stopping! I'm not stopping! No! No! Let me get... Oh no!
I will say, though, that I haven't found any game-breaking bugs, and as I said, if I do find any footage, it'll be found here. Also, like I said in the beginning, it's a bit overpriced. I think maybe $40 would be better, but I still feel like I got my money's worth out of the game, so yeah. I don't know, thinking of it, I can't really think of many negatives that I had with this. I was very happy with the campaign, besides those few things. I'm trying to think. Some of the weapons, I will say, are kind of useless, and I've realized this now. In the multiplayer, obviously, like, nobody picks up the plasma pistol. Nobody picks that thing up. It's really not very useful now. And the same thing goes for in the campaign. One of my other issues that I have, and so take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not a big story person, but I did find it a little weird. So I told you that the main villain you're fighting in this game is the Banished, and that is technically true. That is technically true. The Banished is who you're fighting in this game. But it's not the only person you're fighting. The other person you're fighting is the Endless. And we are shown, we are told twice about them. We are hinted at them once, I believe. So we are told by Cortana that there are more dangerous things than the Flood on this ring, okay? So there are things that are very dangerous on the ring, okay? More dangerous than the Flood. And just to give you context, the Flood was a alien infectious parasite that destroyed, consumed, and took control of any living matter. The original 3 games happened because of the Flood. Yeah, you were there because of the Covenant. Like, you were in a war because of the Covenant. But like the first 3 games, they wouldn't be what they are without the Flood. Like, it could just be fucking just straight alien euthanasia, you know? Just fucking straight genocide if you just fighting these guys. But then they throw in the Flood in there, and it gets kind of creepy for a minute. You're like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? They could have done something like that. If you're telling me that these guys pose a bigger threat than the Flood, then show it. Show it in gameplay. Because in gameplay, these guys aren't very... They don't do anything. You know, they just float there and shoot at you. Menacingly. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. And the fucking Endless lady, she's just, I want to free the Endless. I want to do that. That's my goal. Okay. I don't... Who are the Endless? Who are they? Are they the flying guys? Because they seem kind of brain dead half the time. You know, like the Banished and like the Elites and all this stuff, like the Brutes, the Elites, the Grunts. They also have character. Surprisingly enough, what do the Endless flying guys do? They speak gibberish, and they shoot at you with with weapons. Did I mention that they float? That's pretty important to their character. The game could have happened without them. Honestly, it could have happened without them. I don't see a point in having them here. The game could easily have happened without them. It could have just been Master Chief versus the Banished. You know, she really doesn't serve anything except like an ending boss fight that I kind of just didn't really care about. So yeah, I just don't care about her. I care about the other guys, you know. I care about, you know, they're the like the Banished leader. He's like, you know, like, I'm so fucking bored, and like this fight I'm winning with the humans is too easy. Like, this battle is too easy. Like, I want a bigger challenge. And the Master Chief shows up and he's like, yes, dude. And even his fucking like subordinates are like, why do you what? Dude, it's the Master Chief. Like, aren't you upset that he isn't dead? He's like, no, I'm fucking ecstatic. Aren't you excited? Aren't you excited for this? This is great. We have an actual like threat to us. And like, why would we? He's gonna kill us. Did you not see the first 5 games? And he's just like, yeah, but like, when I fight him, it's gonna be really fucking cool. What else? Also, I feel like I should explain my stance on the thruster, because here's the thing. In my opinion, the thruster for me, it was useless, because even fully upgraded, even with the multiple thrusts, okay, so you could use multiple thrusts, even with the fact that I could make myself invisible after using it, it's still like, why would I use this? I understand the idea is like, alright, I'll thrust behind cover, I'll thrust to avoid oncoming fire. But why would I switch to a thruster when I could use the grappling hook? Because, face it, these things basically do the same thing. The only difference is that you have to look in the direction you want to use the grappling hook. The thruster, you could use it from wherever you're standing. You want to thrust backwards, well, just press the backwards button and press the thruster button. It's that simple. But I could just use a grappling hook. Why would I want to use thruster? Thruster just doesn't seem very important to me. You know, it doesn't seem very useful. And although like the drop wall, I originally thought of it as the same thing, it was very useful towards the end, because there are enemies that are fucking bullet sponges because they have so much armor and they have bigger shields and all that shit. So it becomes important to like have some cover. And you can also eventually upgrade it to do more damage. You can do shock damage when you shoot out at them. And your grenades will also do shock damage, so you can throw a fucking frag grenade that does shock damage. That's pretty neat. Then you have the fucking threat sensor, which is incredibly useful. It is incredibly useful. But then you have the thruster, and it's like, this. Why is this here? I feel like it could have been replaced with the repulsor. And I know that's a favorite of mine from the multiplayer. But hear me out here. Why would I want to use the thruster when I could just grappling hook to my location, right? Why would I want to use the thruster when I could have a gadget that throws grenades back at my enemies, like the repulsor, or an ability that I can just fucking fusroda all of my enemies off a fucking cliff, like the repulsor? Or maybe, you know, if I feel like getting some extra air, you know, and the grappling hooks just isn't really doing it for me, maybe I can use the repulsor. It just seems like a better idea to have that in the campaign than the thruster to me. But regardless, even without the repulsor, the campaign is still good. I still like it. I just have a couple issues with it that I figured I would address here. So I think that's about it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. Next video I think should be on the Tarkov wipe. Probably nothing too major. Probably nothing like this. Not a review or anything. Just me playing Tarkov with my buddy. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.